Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself first. My name is Mutia.R with NPN A1D0240557. So, today I want to make a video about story Hamlet. So I'm gonna present a journal with the title Beyond Ophelia, a deep dive into the agency and constraint of female characters in Hamlet. So basically, this journal focuses on two female characters in play Hamlet, which are Ophelia and Queen Gertrude. Even though they are not the main characters, they actually have very important role in showing the theme of the gender and power. But women live in a patriarchal society, which means men have more control, and women have to follow strict social rules. Like their choices are shaped by what society expects from them, not what they personally want. The journal wants to show that when we study Hamlet, we should not only look at Hamlet himself but also understand the struggles of because their experience reveal how gender and social norms affect women at the time. Next, the journal used what we call qualitative textual analysis. That means the writer study the characters by reading the play closely and focusing on what they say, how they act, and how other characters treat them. The journal also considered the historical and cultural context of the Elizabethan era. During that time, women didn't have many rights, like they couldn't decide their own future, they had limited education, and they were expected to obey men. This helps us understand why Ophelia and Gertrude behave in certain ways. Finally, the writer compares Ophelia and Gertrude with other female characters in Shakespeare's work. This is done to see whether their struggles are unique or part of the bigger pattern in Shakespeare's portrayal of women. So the method is a mix of analyze the text, history, and comparison. The result of this study showed three main things. First, both Ophelia and Gertrude have very limited agency. Agency means the ability to make your own choices or act freely, but in the play, their choices are restricted by the men around them. Second, male characters control many of their decisions, like Ophelia is told what to do by her father Polonius and her battlelators. Gertrude is also influenced by Claudius and even Hamlet. Third, or last, social expectations strongly restrict their action. Women at the time were expected to be obedient, gentle, quiet, and also follow what men say. The society makes it very hard for Ophelia and Gertrude to express themselves or stand up for what they want. So overall, the results show that their independence is limited and their actions are shaped by the world they live in. In this discussion section, the journal explains more deeply how Ophelia and Gertrude struggle in their roles. Let's start with Ophelia. Ophelia is controlled by her father and brother. They tell her what to do, who to talk to, and even how to behave. She is also used by King Claudius for political purposes, like to spy on Hamlet. Because of all this pressure, she becomes emotionally overwhelmed. Her breakdown in the story is the most madness, but like a sign of how much pressure she faces. Now, let's talk about Gertrude. Gertrude has to balance her duties as a queen and as a mother. She remarried quickly after the king's death, and many people judge her from that. But in the journal, it is explained that maybe she did it to keep kingdom stable. Gertrude tries to maintain peace, even though she is still limited by social rules and expectations. So, both Ophelia and Gertrude show how women must survive and make decisions in a system that doesn't give them full control. Their experience highlights how difficult life is for women and their social environment. To conclude, this journal showed that Ophelia and Gertrude face strong gender and social restriction. Their action and decisions are shaped by patriarchy, where men have more power and authority over women. Their struggle revealed that women in Shakespeare's time had very limited freedom, and they often had to follow what society expects from them. The journal also reminds us that understanding Hamlet isn't just about Hamlet's personal conflict or the political drama in the story. We also need to look at the female characters and understand their challenges. Like the story help us see important themes about gender, power, and inequality in Shakespeare world. So overall, this journey encourages us to think more deeply about how women are treated in literature and how their rules, even a small, can teach us a lot about society. Okay, thank you for listening. That is the end of my presentation. Thank you everyone. That's all for me, and I hope you are more understanding about Hamlet's story. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.